They're all in line. They're off. Good beginning by Pence, who goes out to the lead. There goes Uncle Chester on the outside. Uncle Chester will take over. Pence will sit second. Bartleby is third on the outside. And then it's Mr. Messina and the intern down toward the rail. Break of another two back to Oh So Sinister. And then Jumpin' Jack to the outside. Set Me Up is next, racing about 7 lengths off the lead going into that turn. And 2 lengths ahead of Dooley, who's second last early on. Wondermeister is the trailer. So it is Uncle Chester the leader. Pence is second in command as they go to the backstretch, 2 lengths from the front. Bartleby is third on the outside after a 24.46 opening quarter mile. Break of 2.5 to Mr. Messina. In fourth up the backstretch, 4 lengths from the front, then the intern on the inside of Oh So Sinister. 3 lengths to Set Me Up, outside of Jumpin' Jack, who rides the rail. Then Dooley and Wondermeister trailing the field with 13 lengths to make up. The half was 49.41 seconds. So Uncle Chester and Rajiv Maharaj lead the field into the far turn. Pence is second, 3/4 of a length behind. Bartleby is third to the outside. Mr. Messina follows fourth. Oh So Sinister comes under a ride from fifth. The intern is sixth, saving ground here, 5 lengths off the lead. Set Me Up's under a drive with 7 lengths to make up. The others with work to do, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. Uncle Chester turning for home in front. Pence between horses. Bartleby on the outside comes on. Pence in a tight spot there, had to steady. Mr. Messina is now third on the inside. Final furlong, it is Uncle Chester. Bartleby on the attack on the outside. Mr. Messina third. Bartleby, Uncle Chester. Late run coming from Set Me Up on the far outside. Uncle Chester digs in. Uncle Chester wins it by a neck. Bartleby was second, Set Me Up was third, Mr. Messina fourth, and a final time of 1 minute 43.57 seconds.
Standing by with a winning trainer. Let's go downstairs to Maggie.
And getting off the duck, as she so eloquently said just now, Leah Gyarmati with Uncle Chester. And Leah, a horse that, yes, he's been knocking on the door through the years, but he put it all together today, and Rajiv got him to set the pace pretty nicely.
Absolutely. Rajiv did a wonderful job. I wasn't sure, stretching back out 2 turns, and when he got challenged, he does have a history of not exactly fighting back, so it was great.
And it was good to see him get the job done here. And extra special for the owners, the ELR Corporation, Linda Balfour here in the winner's circle. A little emotional.
It is. Richie, the owner, her husband, he passed away a couple weeks ago, and it's very sad because he was, you know, the passion behind everything. I mean, Linda and he did this together. They would breed together. They went to the sales together. They were a fixture. Everybody knows who they are at the sales and around the backstretch. So I'm sure he's watching. I'm sure he's celebrating. I'm sure he's right here. He's probably wanting to butt in and say something right now, but we're keeping him quiet.
That you are, but speaking very nicely on his behalf. Leah, congratulations, too, with Uncle Chester.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Greg?
All right, Maggie, thank you. So Leah Gyarmati gets the win with Uncle Chester. Leah, of course, found her way to horses at a very young age, but after some time away to do some education, including getting her master's, she couldn't get horse racing out of her blood, as she explains in another edition of I Am.
I am Leah Gyarmati. I am a trainer. I first started falling in love with horses at summer camp when I was around 5. After that, I got involved on Long Island with Harry Dallaire riding show horses and jumpers, and I could never get horses out of my blood after that. I was supposed to go away to college that fall, but I never really made it there. So I spent the first few years with Alan Jerkins, learning to gallop horses, worked as an assistant trainer, and then took a break to go back to college and finish up. And I started riding races for Alan because he's told me, well, you always wanted to ride races when you were a kid, now you look light enough. So I rode briefly for a year and a half. I wasn't a great jockey. Alan Jerkins has had the most profound impact on my life, not just as a trainer, but just on in my life in general. He was somebody that instilled in me that I could do anything I wanted to do. He is my hero. He always will be my hero. My biggest win was the spin-away a couple years back at Saratoga.
Sweet Reason, much the best in the spin-away.
It was my first grade 1, and it was with Sweet Reason, who went on to win 2 more grade 1s for me, which I think is such a gift and I'm so thankful for. to have had her in my barn, not just because she was a great racehorse, but also because she had a tremendous personality. Everybody would line up on the rail to watch her in the mud as she put her face down in the mud and paw and left dirt everywhere. And she was like having a pet around the barn. She was just a joy in so many ways and had so much heart. So there isn't a lot of spare time when you're a horse trainer. It's a 7-day-a-week job, 365 days a year. But in my spare time, I'm trying to learn to train dogs. I'm in training, actually. I have 2 German Shepherds, and I work at a place in Jersey in Frenchtown called Pro Canine, and I have a lot of fun with that. That is what I do in my spare time. It's a little different from training horses, but I love being around the animals.
I've heard, by the way, don't sneak up on those German Shepherds, so be careful if you go to Leah's barn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they probably protect her. Good for her, Leah. I mean, to have time to what you're doing to be a trainer and to do that as well. And holla for the Queen's girl. I know she's a Met fan.